peak cap and medals. That's the information coming in. In fact, normally on Friday, soldiers wear fatigues. That's the information coming in. Let's go across to Srinjoy for more on this. Srinjoy, so normally you would see on a Friday soldiers wearing fatigues, but there's going to be a break in that tradition as a mark of respect for the departed Chief of Defence Staff.
Yes, undoubtedly, there is a state funeral kind of situation coming up, and the army has instructed all officers to wear SD. SD is standard dress, and that means with a peaked cap, the uniform, winter uniform with a peaked cap and all the medals. Every officer will have to wear his medals and a peaked cap. That is a very clear instruction coming from Army headquarters for tomorrow. The men, that is ORs, will also have to wear uniforms as opposed to combat fatigues, is the information we are getting. So every officer who will be involved tomorrow, who is in Delhi tomorrow, every army officer will have to wear SD or standard dress, the uniform plus the peak cap plus all his or her medals. So that's a particularly important development, and all the men, the thousands of men here in Delhi, will have to wear their uniforms. Nobody, I repeat, nobody will wear combat fatigues as is the practice in Delhi on Friday.
All right, Srinjoy, in fact, please stay with us. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on that. But on a day when the nation stands unitedly to pay tributes to the 13 heroes, including the Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, and all of them who lost their lives in the Indian Air Force chopper crash in Coonoor, the mortal remains of all deceased are to arrive in Delhi through an Indian Air Force plane in just a few moments from now. The Prime Minister is expected to pay respects to late Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat and other Armed Forces personnel at around 9 p.m. today at the Palam Technical Area. Also present at the occasion will be Defence Minister, Minister of State for Defence, National Security Advisor. The three services chiefs will also be present. Some of the family members of the personnel killed in the military aircraft crash will also be present. Let's take this across to our reporters who are joining us. We have Priyanka, who is reporting from the Palam Technical Area. Also with us from the Palam Technical Area is Siddhant. Nilashish is reporting from the residence of late General Bipin Rawat. Let me come across to you first, Priyanka. We expect a large number of dignitaries to pay their respects to departed General Bipin Rawat at the Palam Technical Area. I believe there's been a thick security cover that's also been put in place. Have these dignitaries started arriving yet?
No, Madhav, we are at this hangar where all these mortal remains will be kept. There is a proper arrangement which has been done inside this particular hangar, where the Delhi police personnel are on the outer cordon of the security along with the Indian Air Force personnel. And on the other side, if we had gone inside, we saw Air Force personnel and Army personnel were also present. But what we know through Army officials and the defense forces, that at around 7:50 is the time when the flight will actually land at this international airport in the national capital, and it will straight away come towards the mortal remains will be directly brought towards this particular hangar, where all the dignitaries will be coming and paying their respect to the departed souls. And the president will be the last one according to the protocol, who will come around 9:15, and then the wreath-laying ceremony will actually happen. There's a list of dignitaries which has already been released by the defense forces, which clearly establishes that everyone who has been a part of all these operations which has happened in the past from the top rank will be here, like Prime Minister, President and Chief of Defense Staffs will be also present here, and other dignitaries will also be here. So at 7:50 is the time when the flight will actually land here at this technical area of the international airport, and the dignitaries will start arriving at 8:15.
All right, that's very, very important information coming in. Let me quickly get an update from Nilashish as well, who's at the residence. I believe, Nilashish, there have been dignitaries who have been visiting for the past 24 hours at the residence of General Bipin Rawat. What's happening there at the moment?
Well, as of now, Madhav, if you can see, there's a lot of movement right outside the residence of the CDS. There is the Uttarakhand Chief Minister, Pushkar Singh Dhami, who is, I believe, coming out at this point. He had arrived at the residence approximately 10 to 15 minutes ago. Before him, in fact, we saw the former Chief Minister of Uttarakhand also coming out of the residence of the Chief of Defence Staff after having met with the family members, expressed his tributes to the family. Now, at this point, as you can see, as we were saying, Pushkar Singh Dhami is addressing the media, and he has just come out of the residence of General Bipin Rawat after this massive tragedy that took place. We have seen, of course, family members and other well-wishers and relatives of the family trickling in through the course of the day and paying their respects in solidarity with the family, of course. Also, as we know, we know that around 8 o'clock, around 7:50 to be precise, the flight will land in Delhi, and we are expecting the mortal remains of the General and Mrs. Rawat to be handed over to the next of kin to, in fact, take forward the rituals, the funeral ceremonies as per their wishes. So that is the mood outside outside the residence here at Kamraj Marg. There is a lot of heightened security here through the day, of course. Not just
all right, stay with us, Nilashish. Let's get in a quick word from Siddhant, who's outside the Palam technical area as well. And now, Siddhant, you've been reporting from that location for a while as well. What's the situation? I believe there's a massive security blanket that has been thrown outside the Palam technical area, given the number of dignitaries, officials, as well as leaders who are expected at that location.
Well, that's correct, Madhav. The security has been beefed up outside the Palam Technical Airport, and behind me you can see the police PCR have arrived. There is a proper barricading that has been placed by Delhi police. We have also been told right before the arrival of the dignitary, especially Prime Minister of India and President of India, at that point in time, the entire road will be blocked, the vehicular movement will be stopped. This is what we have been told, because there's a long list of dignitaries, Madhav, going by the protocol, but the traffic is going to get stopped for Prime Minister and President, because that usually happens in central Delhi most of the times when there is a VIP movement. Now, Prime Minister's time for wreath-laying is 9:05 and President's time is 9:15. This is what Air Force has confirmed officially, Madhav, and flight is about to land at around 7:40. Right after that, the mortal remains would be offloaded, and there's an hangar where the setup has been made by Indian Air Force for the wreath-laying ceremony, and they have named this ceremony, Indian Air Force has named this ceremony as Shraddhanjali Sabha in the official note that has been released for the media, Madhav.
All right, so, Priyank, Srinjoy, Siddhant, as well as Nilashish, I'm going to request you all to please stay on with us. I want to quickly go across to our guests for more on this. In fact, we have with us Air Vice Marshal Nitin Vaidya, who's a defense expert who's joining us on the broadcast. Also with us is Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad, defense expert. I'm going to come across to you first, Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad. Today, we will be seeing top dignitaries, both leaders who are, of course, in the official capacity who will be present, as well as military personnel and senior officials who would be present to pay their last respects. Tomorrow is when the final journey of late General Bipin Rawat will be carried out with full military honors.
Well, it looks like a pretty unprecedented reception that is going to be given to the martyrs who died with the CDS, his wife, and other 12 or 13 soldiers. I think it's pretty unprecedented. The incident is unprecedented, and this kind of reception and the kind of homage that is going to be paid to them at the Palam technical area also look pretty much unprecedented. I don't remember ever any time where the President, the Prime Minister, the Raksha Mantri, and a large number of other dignitaries would go to the Palam Airport to receive and to pay homage there. I did see at least the Raksha Mantri sometimes, or quite often, going.
All right, let's listen in to the tributes that have been paid by India to all those who have been martyred in this unfortunate crash.
A loving husband and a doting father, Brigadier Lakhvinder Singh Lidder was a rock for his family, but his untimely death has left them shattered. A second-generation officer and General Bipin Rawat's confidant, the Brigadier was a role model for his 16-year-old daughter, Ashna. The senior army officer took time out of his busy schedule for the release of her book in Delhi.
I'd like to thank my parents, even though they told me don't mention us. But thank you, Mom and Dad. This book is more you than it is me. And this event is all you, so thank you.
One of India's bravest, Brigadier Lidder was known in the army corridors as a counter-terrorism specialist. He was CDS's defense assistant and was cleared for promotion to the post of Major General. India's brave was the recipient of the Sena Medal and the Vashisht Seva Medal.
जद भी आते सी सारिਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਸੀ ਇੰਨਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਆਫੀਸਰ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ ਮਿਲੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਏ ਆ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤਾਂ 5-7 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੋਣੀ ਆ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਉਹ ਵਿਆਹ ਤੇ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਦੋਤੇ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ
For his wife and daughter Ashna, life would never be the same. But in this moment of grief, 130 crore Indians are standing with them. Times Now salutes this martyr.
And Wing Commander Prithvi Singh Chauhan's sister and other family members are still in shock.
He donned the uniform with just one aim, that is to serve his motherland. The commanding officer of 109 Helicopter Unit at Sulur Air Base, Wing Commander Prithvi Singh Chauhan, was piloting the Mi-17 V5 helicopter when it crashed. The youngest of 5 siblings, Prithvi Singh Chauhan was a humble and simple soul. His family recounts how he spoke to everyone with affection.
जो ईश्वर को मंजूर जो होना था वो हो गया अब इसके लिए क्या कह सकते हैं हम
आपको कैसे पता लगा
हाँ टीवी में ही देखते रहे उसी से ये थोड़ा सा जानकारी हुई और सबका आदर सत्कार करते थे घर में सब चाचाओं का आदर सत्कार किया उन्होंने
He was nothing but the apple of his sister's eye, and this Raksha Bandhan was special for them as Prithvi Singh was physically present to celebrate the bond.
31 सालों बाद वो राखी पे आया था 31 सालों बाद अपनी बहनों से उसने राखी बनवाई थी हाथों में अदरवाइज बाकी समय हम उसको राखी पोस्ट कर देते थे बस
For Prithvi Singh, it was always country before his family. As the aviator leaves for his heavenly abode, 1 billion prayers accompany his soul in its final journey to the skies. Times Now salutes the martyr. Lieutenant Colonel Harinder Singh was fondly remembered as the ever-smiling Harry. Harinder Singh belonged to 11 Gorkha Rifles, the same regiment as General Bipin Singh Rawat, and had served in one of the most challenging front lines, the Siachen Glacier. He also served a tenure at the United Nations peacekeeping mission. His peers recount him as a fabulous officer. India has lost one of its finest soldiers. The legacy left behind by Harinder will be a leading light for his comrades. Times Now salutes this martyr. "50 kilometers from Rajasthan's Jhunjhunu district headquarters, a pall of gloom has descended on Kaldana, the native village of squadron leader Kuldeep Singh. A co-pilot in the ill-fated Mi-17 V5 chopper, Kuldeep is one of the 13 braves martyred in Wednesday's tragic crash. Father, a retired Navy officer, sister currently serving in the Navy. Kuldeep's family is the pride of the village, and the loss is deeply felt by one and all.
हमारे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा सेटबैक है
और देश के लिए भी सेटबैक है कि भारतीय सेना ने इतने होनहार अफसर को खो दिया है। हमारे परिवार के लिए ये बहुत दुख की घड़ी है और उनका बलिदान हम हमेशा याद रखेंगे। यही हमारे लिए दुख की घड़ी है।
Even before the immediate family members could arrive, the locals gathered to prepare for the final rites, waiting for the mortal remains with tears in their eyes but hearts filled with pride.
आज हमारे गांव के लिए, पूरे जिले के लिए, राज्य के लिए, कहूँ तो देश के लिए बहुत ही क्षति हुई है। कुलदीप राव का व्यक्तित्व बहुत ही शानदार व्यक्तित्व था। एक ईमानदार, कर्तव्यनिष्ठ और समाज सेवी के रूप में उनकी अलग से पहचान थी। आज हमारे पूरे गांव में शोक की लहर है, लेकिन हम सभी ग्रामवासी ये संकल्प लेते हैं कि भाई कुलदीप राव की शहादत को हम सैल्यूट करते हैं। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Kuldeep was married just 2 years ago and the demise has devastated one and all. But today, Kaldhana prepares to give a fitting farewell to its son. Times now salutes the martyr.
Havildar Satpal Singh. From Darjeeling, Satpal was the personal security officer of India's highest defense officer, General Bipin Rawat. As the unfortunate news of his untimely demise broke, a pall of gloom descended on his native village. None other than the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee herself, joined in grieving the irreparable loss, hailing the brave of the hills who gave his life for the motherland. Condoling his death, Darjeeling MP Raju Bista said his service to the nation and the ultimate sacrifice will always be remembered by the Gorkhas and the entire nation. Rai is survived by his wife, a daughter and a son who also is in the army. His last promise to his wife was to take her on a vacation. But now he has undertaken a journey alone, leaving a distraught family to say the hardest goodbyes.
Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan resonated in the family of Lance Naik B. Sai Teja, a 27-year-old dedicated soldier belonging to the family of farmers, was the personal security officer of CDS Rawat. His family is yet to come to terms with the tragic reality. Syamala, his wife, will never be able to forget the last video call her husband made 4 hours before the ill-fated crash. Teja donned his uniform before stepping out of his home after a month-long leave in September. But his body will come to his home this time, wrapped in the tricolor. His 2 children, aged 5 and 2, who barely got to know their father, will now grow up to his tales of valor.
Nayak Jitendra Kumar, one of the best snipers in his unit, graded exceptional in all the courses he undertook, part of many successful sniping operations along the LOC. An 8-year-long career studded with achievements, his future cut short abruptly. Jitendra was a PSO to General Rawat, survived by his wife and 2 very young children. The demise was mourned by the Chief Minister of his state, Shivraj Singh, who described him as the son of the soil who lost his life while discharging his duty, praying for God to grant peace to the departed soul.
India salutes these 12 brave hearts who lost their lives in this ill-fated crash. We're now slipping into a quick break. Nation wants to know. We'll continue on the other side.